Laptop.
10 real photos that cannot be explained. Here are a collection of real photos so baffling that they make you question the world we live in. From a giant flying reptile to compelling evidence of time travel. Join us as we investigate 10 real photos that can't be explained. Number 10. The Mystery of the Pteranodon. In 1864, during the American Civil War, 6 soldiers claimed to have shot down some kind of unknown bird or monster near Vicksburg. The creature in the photo resembles a pteranodon, which is a giant flying reptile that existed during the Cretaceous period throughout what is now modern North America. Number 9. Old lady in nursing home. When this lady moved into a nursing home in the mid-90s, her family took this photo. When it was developed, a figure of a man could be seen in the background. On a closer inspection, the old lady claimed it was her husband, who had died 13 years earlier. The family insisted no one else was present when the photo was taken. Number 8. The Cooper family photo. There's very little info on this photo and many call it a hoax for obvious reasons, but it's still a damn creepy image. The story goes that the Cooper family from Texas had just moved into the house and was celebrating when the dad of the family took this photo. When the photo was developed, there was a terrifying figure falling from the roof of the house. No one knows who or what it is. Many claim it's the spirit of the former owner of the house. Number 7. The Cadborosaurus. In 1907, 9 fishermen caught what they claimed to be a Cadborosaurus, a giant sea monster. The Cadborosaurus is a famous North American cryptid named after Cadboro Bay in Canada. The massive and elusive sea serpent has been spotted from Alaska all the way down to Southern California. To this day, no scientist has been able to identify the creature in this photo. Number 6. The Solway Spaceman. This one has been flying around the internet for a while, but the story is just too good to pass up. In 1964, Jim Templeton took a photo of his daughter while they were picnicking in Bergmarsh overlooking the Solway Firth in Cumbria. When the photo was developed, it sent the media into a frenzy, garnering worldwide attention. There in the picture was a tiny spaceman just above the young girl's head. Templeton claims no one other than his wife was there that day. Kodak verified that the image had not been tampered with and even put out a reward to anyone that could prove otherwise. But the story only gets stranger. Mr. Templeton claims he was visited by 2 men dressed all in black who were referred to as number 9 and number 11. They insisted that he take them to the site where the photograph was taken. Then, just days later, all the way in Australia, a missile test launch was aborted after the technicians claimed they saw 2 spacemen identical to the one in the photograph out on the firing range. Bizarrely, the aborted missiles were built in RAF Spedadum in Cumbria, just a few miles from where the photograph was taken. Many claim they saw a UFO near the Australian launch site around the time of the incident. Number 5. The Ghost of 3 Men and a Baby. 3 Men and a Baby is a 1987 comedy film starring Ted Danson. In one scene, about an hour into the film, Danson's character is walking across the room. In the background, when the camera pans past the window, a strange figure is standing there. It is said to be the ghost of a young boy who committed suicide in the house many years earlier. Some claim that the figure is actually just a cardboard cutout of Danson's character that featured in a scene that never made the final cut of the film. But what do you think? Does that really look like Ted Danson to you? Number 4. Man caught traveling through time. This photo was taken on the day South Fork Bridge was reopened in Canada in the early 1940s. It's very clear that one man doesn't belong in this photo or time period. He's got some sassy goggles on, a hooded jumper and a logo-laden t-shirt. Of all the events in history, why would a time traveler visit a bridge reopening in Canada? Speaking of time travel, what's the deal with this? This is footage taken from a Charlie Chaplin film opening in 1928. Everything is normal until a suspicious lady walks by chatting on a mobile phone. Look at that, she's clearly talking. And check this out, it's a woman exiting a DuPont factory in Massachusetts in 1938. Look, she's clearly chatting away on a mobile as well. What is going on? Number 3. Time travel memento left in Chinese tomb. Sticking with time travelers and their reckless attitude towards the fourth dimension, in 2008, Chinese archaeologists opened a sealed tomb in Shaanxi County that supposedly hadn't been disturbed in over 400 years. What they found in the coffin is baffling. It's a small wristwatch-like object with the time frozen at 10:06. According to sources, the word Swiss was engraved on the back. Is this an elaborate advertising campaign or evidence of a clumsy time traveler? Number 2. The ghost in the back seat. In 1959, Mabel Chinnery was visiting the grave of her late mother. While at the cemetery, Chinnery took a photo of her husband in the front seat of their car. When the photo was later developed, a mysterious figure could clearly be seen sitting in the back seat. Chinnery claims it's an image of her dead mother. A photographic expert examined the photo and determined that it hadn't been tampered with, nor was it double exposure. Number 1. The ghost of Freddie Jackson. This photo of a World War I RAF squadron was taken in 1919. If you look at the M and in the back row 4 pilots in, you can clearly see an extra ghostly face. All the men photographed that day swear it's the face of Freddie Jackson, a pilot who tragically lost his life in a propeller accident just days earlier. In fact, Jackson's funeral was held on the morning this photograph was taken. Well, there you go. By popular demand, there's a whole bunch of baffling photos that make no sense whatsoever. As always, thanks heaps for watching. If you enjoyed the content, hit that thumbs up button, share it around with your friends on Twitter and Facebook. If you haven't already, hit subscribe because we have new content coming out each and every week. And this is the Slap Turn.